Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Nerf GelFire Raid. This blaster came out in 2023 as part of the Nerf GelFire line and regularly retails for $39.99 USD. So I purchased mine from Amazon on sale for $29.97 USD. The blaster includes 10,000 GelFire rounds, an 800 round hopper, and some protective eyewear. The blaster is also pump action and fires 5 rounds at once. And the recommended age for this blaster is 14 plus. Also claims speeds up to 150 feet per second. I'm going to make a series of shorts testing the speeds of all the other GelFire blasters, so look out for that. So with that out of the way, let's get this thing out of the box and see what's inside. Alright, here we have the Raid out of the box. Starting us off, we have our instructions, a very simple sheet of instructions telling you how to grow your GelFire rounds, load the blaster, and use it, as well as how to clean it. Here we have our protective eyewear. These are pretty standard safety glasses. These are the same type that come with the other GelFire blasters I've reviewed, so nothing new to see here. Here we have our 800 round hopper. It's kind of like a little bottle, has a little screw cap on it to prevent your gel rounds from going all over the place. And here we have our dehydrated gel rounds. There's 5,000 in each of these packs for a total of 10,000. And now on to the blaster itself. So the Raid is a pretty standard pump action blaster. You have your pump grip up here, pull back to prime and push forward to load your rounds. Pull the trigger to fire. There's also a trigger lock here, which when pushed back, prevents the trigger from being pulled. And for those who are wondering, there is no slam fire on the Raid. It has a attachment rail on the top, though still have no idea what attachments go with these blasters. Maybe we'll see some in the future. To load the Raid, it's pretty simple. You take your hopper, remove the cap, flip the blaster upside down, line it up with the hole here, and just rotate it on until it locks in place. The Raid should also be compatible with the 130 round hoppers. So if you want a smaller hopper, you can also have that. Remove some of the bulk, but you do lose the capacity. So with that all the way, let's take this thing out to the range and see how it fares. All right, here we are down the range, starting with our distance test. For context, the chicken marks 25 feet, the swan marks 35 feet, the frog marks 40 feet, and the far back wall marks 50 feet from where I'm standing. So we're gonna try to see how far this thing shoots, because it is firing 5 shots at once and might be a little bit hard to see on camera. Let's see how this fares. And I will say one thing here. The prime on here is super heavy, and I can kind of understand why. It's because it is firing 5 projectiles at once. But yeah, it is very heavy, so. Seems to be making it kind of near the 50-foot mark. Yeah, and I think its effective range is actually around 40, 45. And it is firing consistently 5 shots at once. I'll say it's like ranges with straight shots 50 feet-ish, but like effective range would be like 40, 45 instead. With that all being said, let's move on to the accuracy test. Here we are at the accuracy test. As you can see, we have our targets set up over there. We have the Raid here, probably gonna be firing around 10 shots, maybe more, maybe less. Probably gonna miscount, just to see how accurate this blaster is. And by the way, that is your sight picture. Just like all the other GelFire blasters we've reviewed so far, doesn't have a sight picture. Anyway, let's see how this fares. Oh, oh missed. Maybe we don't need sights on this blaster. Just the spread of the gel rounds just knock everything down. Just you gotta kind of aim it in the, just kind of aim it. Thing you're gonna be shooting and you'll probably hit it. We're about 20 feet away from those kind of small targets. So I'd say if you're 40 feet away from a larger target, let's say a person, you'll probably hit them. This is more like accuracy from volume. But anyway, that'll be it with all the tests. Let's take this thing back to the table and give out my final thoughts. All right, here we are back at the table. We're going to be talking about the Raid. Overall, I really like this blaster. It was very fun to shoot, very fun to use. It is a gimmick. The gimmick works, and it works well. Haven't had a jam or a misfire using this blaster. Even rapid firing it, didn't have any issues there. So definitely gets points in my book for that. The grip and stock are quite comfortable. The trigger, it's a little heavy, but it's not the worst. Now, if I had any complaints about this blaster, it's definitely its prime. This is a pretty heavy prime, though I do understand it is firing 5 projectiles at once, so it's going to need to be heavy to be able to launch those GelFire rounds to, 45, 50 feet. Something else I need to mention is the quality of the blaster. The overall quality is a little bit of a downgrade from the previous 2 blasters I reviewed, being the Mythic and Legion, because we have these gaps in the plastic. These gaps can be closed up by squeezing it, but they do open up occasionally. Also, a little bit on the rail here, I don't know if you can see that. But it's most apparent on the front here by the muzzle. There's this gap here. The plastic is a lot more soft and squishy compared to the Legion and the Mythic, and it is a little bit see-through as well. So the quality on the Raid is definitely lower than the Legion and the Mythic. So yeah, there's that to keep in mind. But that all being said though, I would definitely recommend picking up this blaster. It's got a cool gimmick that actually works, and I like the fact that it comes with 10,000 GelFire rounds. These last quite a bit, especially if you store them correctly. In fact, I'm still in the very first package of GelFire rounds from the Mythic review, so I'm still on my first 5,000 gel rounds, so that's pretty cool. As usual, I'd recommend picking this blaster up on sale. $40 isn't too bad of a price for this, but it doesn't hurt to save money here and there. And weirdly enough, this blaster goes on sale on Amazon quite frequently, so it shouldn't be too hard to get a good deal. But anyway, that'll be the end of the review. Comment your thoughts about this blaster down below. What do you think about the Raid? Comment what else you want to see on the channel. Be sure to check out my review on the Nerf GelFire Legion. Also check out my other reviews. I'll have both those linked at the end of the video. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.